Yay, back-to-back soap. All right, so the last one we did was turmeric, ginger, and honey. And this is another honey soap. So all you vegans out there, this one is not for you. I know, you're like, come on, guys, come on, what about us? But, you know, I think about you. We're on our corner, so excuse the noise outside. People are very impatient. This is Brooklyn, and all they know how to do is beep, 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 beep. All right, so this is another honey soap. This is oatmeal, milk, and honey, and I forgot to get my milk. I need to get that. So I discounted my water, so my light water is discounted, and I'm just going to add it back with the milk. Add that liquid back with the milk. But I forgot my milk, so give me a minute. I'm going to go get it. I'll be right back. So I'm adding my milk in the form of yogurt. So it's an oatmeal milk and honey, but the milk is in the form of yogurt. So I'm adding a little bit of that. The honey is already in here already. And what I'm going to do is put all of the additives in right now. And then I'm going to add and this is going to be unscented. So there's going to be no scent with this, but it's going to have a wonderful looking top that's going to look like a beehive. Yes, it's going to look like a beehive. And if you're wondering how do they get those beautiful beehive looking tops, well, I'm going to give away our soaping hack or tip or whatever you want to call it. All right, let me get these incorporated first, and then we'll get on to how I do that. All right, so we have our honey in here. We have our oatmeal I put in here. We have our yogurt. And only thing we have to do now is add the lye and then blend it on up. Now, what we want to do is when we put it in our mold, we want the top to look like a hive. So what are we going to do? We're going to use bubble wrap. Yes, when you put bubble wrap on top of soap and press it down, it leaves the impression, it makes it look like a beehive. So that's how we do it. We use this. But before I do that, what I want to do is put a little bit of oil on this. I don't know if I actually need to put a little oil on it, but we're going to do it anyway, because I don't want it to stick to the soap and not come off. So I'm going to put a little bit of oil just to make it a little bit slippery. And we'll prepare that now. And I didn't prepare it ahead of time, but that's okay, because I wanted to tell you about how I did this. So we're just going to rub that in. Make sure it gets on all of the little bubbly things. Yes, this is what we do. I have let the cat out of the bag and told you one of our soaping secrets, or maybe more appropriately, I let the bee out of the hive. Anyway, yes, since we're making honey soap, oatmeal milk and honey soap, I let the bee out of the hive. And all right, so let's put that away. Wipe the oil off. We're gonna add our lye. All of the lye was mixed up ahead of time. So I measured out my oils, I measured out my lyes. Now when you're making soap, you have to measure everything out by weight. You want each oil, and you want to know what each oil you're using. So you need to know the names of each oil, and we use what's called a soaping calculator. We plug in all the oils that we're using and the amounts that we're using, and it tells us how much lye we need to use. It's a wonderful, wonderful tool. You don't have to do the math yourself, although it would be good to know how to do that math yourself, because then, God forbid, you have no electricity. You can't make soap unless you know how to, you remembered your recipe. And you know how to weigh everything out without electricity. I don't know how to do that. Anyway, we're mixing. Okay, so when I make oatmeal milk and honey, I like to give it a really good blend, because milk tends to do this weird thing of separating. It's not weird, that's just what happens sometimes when you're working with milk. gets thin again and it separates out, and we don't want that to happen. We want everything, especially when you're adding milk and honey together, and the honey will make this heat up a lot. So I don't want to have liquid. I want to have a nice thick batter, soap batter to work with. So when we put it in our mold, it's fairly thick. See, and all of that blended. I actually blended this for a pretty long time. And even with all of that blending, it's still kind of thin. Yeah. All right, so I'm just mixing because I'm getting out the air bubbles. Helping to get the air bubbles out. This is going to be a beautiful soap. I would have done 2 loaves of this, one scented and one unscented, which is what I usually do, but I actually ran out of oatmeal milk and honey scent, so I will only have the unscented. I mean, I could have used a different scent, but it's weird to have a scent that doesn't really go with oatmeal milk and honey. If I had like a honey scent or oatmeal scent or oatmeal milk and honey scent or something that would kind of go, maybe just a plain vanilla, I would have used that, but I don't. So, all right, I just want to kind of get the bubbles out, and I think I may have to let this sit for a little bit. I'm not sure before I add that on. The last time I used that, I actually did it with hot process soap. So hot process soap is a little harder. Move that out the way so you guys can see what's going on. So you pour the butter in the mold, and then you just add the bubble wrap on top. After you put, of course, all the soap in the mold. And hopefully don't spill all the soap on the side of the mold so it goes on the table. Like I almost did. Okay, did I? Okay, good, I saved it. Yay, no soap on the table. Alright, so this is going to be a flat soap. I'm going to this is just going to sit with the textured side facing down on top. So it's going to leave its mark. Hopefully the oil will help it to peel away easier. We'll leave a nice little texture on the top that's going to look like a beehive. Alright, so we're going to gently move this because this soap is still kind of liquidy, and move it off to the side. And soap number 3 is done, people. Alright, let's not make a mess. I know you can't see me. I'm off to the side, moving this away. Okay, good. Alright, so thank you for joining me. Don't forget the next video. And if you like my soaping videos, please don't forget to click the subscription button. Don't forget to click the notification bell so every time I upload, you will be sure to be notified. Share it with your friends, because sharing is caring. And leave a comment. Let me know what you'd like to see me make next. Thank you for watching, guys. Bye. See you in the next video.